friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and recently I was putting together like a Beskar farming guide to help players really unlock the Beskar Mandalorian. And as I was doing it, this one question kept coming back to me, and the question is very simple, very straightforward. Should you be farming Beskar Mando? And as I was like thinking about it, I absolutely don't have an answer, but I want to provide you some information here. Like, we all know how good, how viable legendary event characters are. The legendary event characters in this game are absolutely phenomenal and have been for a really long time. And what's great about Beskar Mando is he is the most user-friendly, game-friendly, player-friendly legendary event character that we've seen ever from Capital Games. And this is huge, right? When he was introduced, he was sent straight to the journey guide, which allows players to unlock the character right off the bat, right? Or right when they have them. They don't have to, like, wait, because typically what we've seen with these legendary events is they give you a tip. They're like, hey, this is coming, be prepared, you've got such and such time, usually like 6 weeks to a month. And then it says, and then they're like, okay, now the event's live, you've had a little bit of time, go ahead and play, go ahead and farm for them, or go ahead and try to unlock them. And as you try to unlock them, you have about a week, 10 days to unlock the character, and then you're given the opportunity to wait. And you wait for 3 months, like almost a quarter, sometimes 2 quarters, sometimes 6 months, right? Depending on their feelings or their moods. And then it comes back, they're given the, hey, he's on his way back, so on and so forth. Beskar Mando was introduced and just dropped in our laps. Additionally, when they introduced Queel and IG-11, they gave us this whole, you can now farm this character without a ton of problem, right? So like you went through, you did the events, you did the marquee events, and then shortly after the marquee events, you actually were able to unlock him via the double drop things that they were doing, right? And so like they've given us a lot of opportunity. In addition to that, some of the packs they gave us were actually worthwhile. A $9.90, a $10 pack for 30 shards, which was one of the options. That's solid. I mean, that's not something we've seen in a very long time. And so, like, yeah, you have to spend for something like that. But even free-to-play friendly, this is something that a lot of players have access to. Now, as I thought about this question, should you be farming Beskar Mando, the real question comes with why did they give them this character? Why did they give us this character so easily, right? And again, I'm not saying that it's easy for everyone. End game players, I think, might have a slight advantage or a large advantage. Whales definitely do, but like, really, why? Why are they giving this to us? And I've come up with a couple of reasons, and the first one is simple fan service, right? Beskar Mando, I mean, we knew that he was coming when they gave us regular Mando without everything, right? Without the Beskar armor, we knew that he was coming, and so it made sense for us to have a Beskar Mando. It just absolutely does. The season 2 had just ended. Star Wars is going through this weird phase right now where they're transitioning from on-screen to streaming service, and they're on-screen, like, episode 7, 8, 9 was not well received. Rogue One was. Solo, I think in hindsight, is developing some love, but it doesn't have any currently. I think more people are going back to it. I'm like, all right, this isn't as bad as it could be. But again, the sequel trilogy, not loved. Very, very divisive. However, The Mandalorian has done fan service right. And whether here's the thing, whether you like the Mandalorian, whether you dislike the Mandalorian, the divisiveness of the Mandalorian, or the split on the fans, is not it's good or it's the worst thing ever. It's amazing or it's just good. It's just okay, right? It's doing things that episode 7, 8, and 9 should have done. So the idea of having fan service for this makes a lot of sense. But I'm not necessarily sure that's the only thing. I think additionally, the opportunity is that they're using this, yes, with the fan service, but they're trying to build goodwill for the players or with the players. Now, CG hasn't done a lot that has been goodwillified. They haven't shown a lot of goodwill toward the player base. It's been a long time since they've done things, and I think they're making a move towards that with the new community manager. I think they're absolutely moving definitely in that direction, but I do still think that this may be kind of a first step. I don't know. Here's the thing, though. If it's not any of those two, and you have to take a lot of those last two on, I don't know, on faith that that's the case. And when it comes to businesses, when it comes to this type of game, taking it on faith just doesn't seem like a smart thing to do. So I was thinking about it, like looking at the kit, looking at the character, I don't necessarily see a lot of immediate use for him. Beskar Mando is great for the scoundrels, but he's not he's not a bounty hunter, which would make him amazing. But like, I feel like there could be more. His kit's okay. So as I was thinking about this, there's got to be some kind of use for him, either in an upcoming raid, an upcoming meta team, or some kind of upcoming event where players can then use this character to unlock something else, right? We've seen that before, where we've seen a legendary character be used to unlock something bigger and better, and that could be any number of things, right? He's not phenomenal. He's actually one of the least phenomenal legendary characters that we have. And I want to say I'm a little disappointed in his gameplay. Now, I don't have him all the way up to Relic 7, and I don't have all the mods. And so, like, yeah, there's use for him for sure, right? I think he's going to be a good timeout team for a 3v3, especially for people who don't know how to play with him yet, or play against him yet. I think there's a lot of potential. But as I'm sitting here and as I'm thinking about all of this, part of what makes me, part of where my answer for this question, should you farm Beskar Mando, comes from what you think is coming next. Okay? Now, the real question is, do you think we're going to need a scoundrel team? This is a very loaded question. They haven't been, forecasting a lot of what they're going to be doing in 2021. They did tell us that the Armorer is coming. We don't know in what capacity. A lot of people are speculating that the Armorer will come as not a playable character, but as someone who you can use, kind of like with the Jawa. You can trade in specific things and, upgrade to get different relic materials, relic building stats. Same concept with the Armorer, but for gear. And if that's the case, that would be awesome. I'm on the fence on that one. I would love to see that. And that, again, would jump back to that whole goodwill thing. It would be, they introduced the Mandalorian to kind of start hinting at these types of things. And if they're trying to build goodwill, that would go a long way. But I still kind of have a feeling that we're going to see the Armorer as a playable character. And if that's the case, then awesome, because she was amazing in season 1 of The Mandalorian. But I don't know. right? I don't know how they're going to do that. Right now on the docket for 2021, we have more Clone Wars, right, in the form of the Bad Batch. We have a Rebels Mando storyline being bandied about. Like, we don't have a ton of information from that just yet. But we know the Rebels is coming eventually. We know that their focus in the next couple of months is Clone Wars, right? Then we're going to also see the Mando towards the end with the rise of Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett. Now, if they focus on the Book of Boba Fett, if they go with it, the Book of Boba Fett, and the whole scoundrel, 2021 could be a focus on revitalizing a lot of these characters. They did say that in the what do you call that? Those old, the posts, the road ahead posts. We could see a lot of those types of things. I don't necessarily know. But here's what I've come down with, okay? If you're a new player, like just starting out, Mando's a fun character. The event, as you've been watching here, is, I mean, it's freaking awesome. Like, it's they did a great job on the event. But if you're a new player, I would focus on something else. If you've been around for more than a year, if you already have Mando and Cara and Grief, then yeah, go for the other ones. The farm, it'll take a little bit of time, but it's not as difficult as it could be. All right, it's still a challenge. It still will be a challenge. It will take some time. But if you've been around for a while, you probably already have these characters. If you're new, though, there's a lot of other great characters that you're going to want to farm first. Yes, Phoenix. Yes, Geos. You're going to want to reach out to your guild and farm what's going to help you guys the most and get you guys to a point where farming the Mando just becomes super easy. Part of the reason why I even hesitate to say, yeah, go ahead, is because they're going to wait almost a full year before Queel and IG-11 are double dropped, right? Where they're going to be on an accelerated farming node. Until then, you're going to be farming one at a time, and that's going to be challenging. So keep that in mind, guys. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think you're going to need scoundrels over the next year? Because if you do, farming Beskar Mando may not be a terrible idea. If you don't think that you're going to need scoundrels, then I honestly think that there's a lot of other things. What do you guys think of my analysis here? Let me know. Leave a comment in the section below. Like, subscribe, share. In the section below, you will get 2 links. The first is for Audible. Always recommend Audible. You can get 2 free audiobooks for 1 month. You get it for absolutely free. You just sign up. When you sign up, you support the channel. I do get a little bit. I am funded, whatever, for this. A little bit, not a ton. But additionally, you get some great works. Also, guys, in the section below, you can check out the Going Nerdy swag store. Tons of great stuff. Masks, t-shirts, blankets, totes, book bags, all that other awesome stuff. And every time you do, you support the channel. But most important, guys, click that like button and then be notified. Click the bell button to be notified anytime I post a video. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious. Do you have Mando? Are you farming Mando? Is he someone that's on your list? If so, why? Is this a straight guilty pleasure farm, or do you think he's going to be needed? Let me know what you guys think in the section below. Like, subscribe, share. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, smile and stay nerdy.